Hey everybody, this is Jack with Spy Pie Gaming. I got Spy sitting here.
Hey everybody, it's Spy here.
And for everybody that's a returning viewer, thank you for continuing to support the community that we're building. If you're new here, Spy Pie Gaming makes content highlighting games, industry news, and events surrounding the gaming community. If any of that interests you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure your notifications are turned on. That way you get notified every time new content drops. Currently, we put out videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for sure. And Tuesdays and Thursdays are kind of surprise days.
They're fill-in videos. You know, we just do what we want to do. More creative liberty. More short as well, because, you know, a lot of them are more humorous in nature and don't need to go on for very long. I'd also like to say, to make sure, if you guys want to hear more from us throughout the week, to check out our Reddit and Twitter pages as well. I have been taking care of most of the Reddit, and Jack himself has been moderating a lot of the Twitter. And so
today's weekend or weekly commentary is we had a couple of different items. Kind of in different spectrums of things to cover. So the first one is a conversation we had, circles around a conversation we had not too long ago about the Elder Scrolls 6.
The best conversations do circle around eventually.
Yeah. A possible release date. So this past week, Phil Spencer, the VP of Gaming at Microsoft, had confirmed that it would be the Elder Scrolls 6 would not be released until after Playground's Fable, which is expected in 2023, which Obsidian's Avowed is also, which is their first action RPG.
You mean 2023?
Yeah, 2023.
They said 2003.
2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was making sure we're on the right era.
So we're looking at, I don't know if it's necessarily been confirmed or not, but we're looking at a suggested release date for the Elder Scrolls 6 of 2024 to 2026, which, if I remember correctly, that was pretty in line with what you had guessed.
Well, the thing is that whenever I was thinking about it, I was, I would say 2024 now with what's going on. If they're saying that Fable's coming out first, I think their priorities are there. Microsoft had a whole acquisition actually and bought up the entire of Bethesda. So now they kind of run that release date. And a lot of people, when they saw that Bethesda is now owning, now that we see Xbox is owning Bethesda, I would say it's kind of a mixed bag, right?
Right.
Is that Xbox has a failure rate when it comes to series. They definitely seem to shuffle things off quite regularly, and I kind of just don't want that to happen to the Elder Scrolls series. But at the same time, I think Bethesda needs a little bit of oversight. They definitely have not shown their best hand on the mainline series with Skyrim, in my opinion. And they could definitely come back to, back around.
Yeah. I'll say Xbox, there are not a lot, for me personally, there's not a lot of memorable titles necessarily, but I know like Halo's done really, really well. It's had some good staying power.
Gears of War was good for its first game, and the second game was pretty good as well.
Yeah. The first experience I had with the Elder Scrolls series was on Xbox, actually.
Yeah. So, like, Morrowind came out only on Xbox and PC at the time. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, clearly they've had some good runnings with each other pretty well.
Right.
I'm excited to see a new Fable game as well. I'm happy Xbox is coming back with that.
Yes, absolutely.
Fable 3, just like, I'd never played it. I don't know. I just wasn't interested after Fable 2.
Yeah.
Fable 1 was like...
It was a big time jump, wasn't it?
I remember it being a pretty decent size and like length of time jump in there. But I also just remember the world of Fable 2 not capturing me like Fable 1 did.
Right.
And I would definitely like to see them not remaster, because they've already remastered Fable 1, an Anniversary Edition, which I own and played through not even that long ago. But I'd like to see them remain true to the original vision of it. But I mean, Fable, like, has a real long as a franchise, has gone on for years on promising way too big and then delivering an adequate amount, but not what they said. And
when I played through the first Fable game, I played through and completed it 100% and didn't actually believe that I had done that. So I had gone out, that's back when secrets guides were, or like walkthrough guides were a thing. I went out and I bought the guide, and I was like, oh, I really did finish it.
Yeah, that game did not have a lot going on, but it had a lot of fun while you were in it. Like, yeah, that was kind of like the way I'd like to put that is it's the same kind of feeling that you get from, like, the Elder Scrolls series. Where it's really fun, but the Elder Scrolls games last for a lot longer. Yes. I mean, Morrowind is a very long game. You can put a couple 100 hours into a single playthrough. Oblivion the same. Skyrim the same even. I mean, I don't like Skyrim as much, but hell, I mean, I've put many hundreds of hours into characters. Right. And the issue is that a Fable playthrough is like 30. Right. Maybe.
Historically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely exciting to see there's a new Fable coming out. It's exciting that we've now got a release date for the Elder Scrolls 6, or at least like a projection, right?
A projection is all that Bethesda's going to give. And they also said that Starfield's coming out first.
Right.
And now okay, so we're talking about the release date. And I would like to just bring up for everyone watching at home that it's going to be, they have said already, it will be running on the Creation Engine, which is the same engine from 2011 that ran Skyrim, which is the same engine that ran Oblivion, but is modified, which is the same engine that a long-ass time ago was called, I believe, Gamebryo, and ran Morrowind. So we're looking at a 20-year-old engine now, an outdated one at that. It was outdated at the time, if I remember. And so remember that, guys. When you're looking at the new Elder Scrolls game, just take note that you're going to be playing on the same engine that they've been slapping dragons onto for a long time.
Well, hopefully they've made some advancements in that area.
The faces look good. They showed a little bit of that.
I'm kind of interested in what little I've seen of Avowed from Obsidian as well, as far as action RPGs go. So maybe that'll be interesting too.
Avowed is an interesting one. So Obsidian made the Fallout New Vegas game, and they have many developers from Black Isle Studios, which was the original creators of Fallout. So, like, we can trust a lot of their work, at least we can in the past. I know a lot of people didn't really find Outer Worlds their take on a Fallout-y kind of. It wasn't really Fallout-y, but it had some real, like, things to it that felt very Fallout. And I know I played Outer Worlds on Xbox Game Pass, actually. It's funny that we're talking about it, but I think that they're going to turn out quite well. Yeah. Outer Worlds, for me, I enjoyed, but halfway through I kind of got a little
Now, is Avowed... I saw a headline or some article. I saw something in the media where gaming industry media where people were speculating that a particular game was going to be the replacement for the Elder Scrolls. Now, is that Avowed?
It's kind of like how people always say WoW killers. I think that's mostly what I would get from it. I mean, Avowed's going to take place in a more it's more of a darker fantasy world. I would liken it more to Warhammer, but I think to say that is heresy. It's more dark, it's more grim. Right. But I do think that, because they already have a game that runs, I think it's technically an MMO. I'm not sure if it's an MMO or if it's considered something else, but there's a lot of online functionality in it, and it kind of is like a Diablo kind of game. I think it's like Path of Exile, or I think is what the name of it is. I never played it, but they have, and that's the world it's supposed to be taking place in.
I got you.
So if you wanted to figure out more about the universe, I guess you could play their game they already have about it before. But what I understand, it's a bit more dark.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited for all that. I know it's a lot to kind of compact into a short period of time, but it's all very exciting news for the gaming industry. And I
mean, 2 years for Fable, though.
Yeah, I mean, if it's good, it's worth it.
And I always, that's the thing, is that a rush game is never good, but a one that takes its time will eventually be good. And I would love to see Fable come back. I'm afraid of them scrapping it like they have with it. I think they had like a Fable thing they were doing and they scrapped it.
Yeah.
And like I'm afraid of them doing that again, because Fable is such a unique world that I would like to revisit, but there's just not a lot around it. Anyway, right. and all the games that are around it, the other two, I just don't like.
Right. All right. So, as we have said, or as has been said in the past weekly commentaries, past two specifically, we would be keeping up with the Activision Blizzard situation as it unfolds. And so the Blizzard specifically has had a development. It's been confirmed earlier this week that I'm going to murder these names. Sorry. Jesse Meschuk, the head of HR, and J. Allen Brack, the president of Blizzard, are both confirmed to be leaving the company. What do you think about that?
It's a jump ship situation. I've heard some people talking about how J. Allen Brack was handed a bad start or a bad situation, but it's not really a lot going on. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not like he's really the victim here. I mean, he was the head of it. And even if he was handed a bad situation, he had, more than likely, now we weren't all there, but I'm saying that he at least had the majority of the tools to assist in it and did nothing. So I would like to say that, that's not really a victim situation. He wasn't handed a horrible company, or even if he was, he definitely could have done better. And of course, HR is leaving as well. I really think this is a ploy to get away from the scandal going on. If they're no longer in the company, maybe they won't get filed a lawsuit against or get tracked down as much. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a very common thing for companies to start dumping C-class or E-class, however you want to look at it, management, and be it they've stiff-armed them into the situation where they're like, hey, look, you leave or we're going to fire you, or they just straight up firing them. It is that pulling the trigger and stepping over the body situation that I was talking about. That's it happens. You've seen it with other companies, and
I would say my biggest thing about it, I think that makes me upset, is that they made this post about how they're going to be working on the game specifically to, be more inclusive. And I feel like what that really is just them putting the pressure on the gamers, not them. They removed Anna, what's his name? Asazi. I don't know his first name. It's Asazi, the guy who had the Crosby suite. They removed his character in game, and then they also removed the /spit animation or emote in game. And I saw a meme about it where it was like, hide this information about the Crosby suite for so long, but then they slash spits out of the game, so everything's good now, right? No, I don't know. They're just shuffling it onto the players as they have done many times. It's their issue, and now it's our issue.
Right. There was, excuse me. There was a statement made, along with the development that we were just talking about. There was a statement made by a lot of employees, and I haven't personally dug into this to verify its validity, but there was the employees had a collective sentiment that the HR team was probably the biggest part of the problem. Specifically, there was a situation that I had read about where one of the female employees had gone to HR over harassment by a male employee, and HR had taken their side. Now, I don't have the facts. I don't know the story.
It is backed up, however, by the legal documents as well, saying that HR is knowingly not actually giving any answer to things. Like, they're just feeding the information to the head guys so that they can fuck with the people more. Right.
It's definitely a believable thing, and it's kind of sad, really, because HR is supposed to be they're supposed to be the entity that exists inside of an organization in between the employees and the employer, and they're supposed to be like the mediator who makes things better, administrates benefits, does what you need them to do. They're supposed to be on your side.
Yeah.
And not even really necessarily on your side, but they're supposed to fix problems.
And they don't. And then Blizzard, apparently, it's just what we're seeing. And it's like, hell, when I worked at, factory jobs for a short time, you could at least trust HR to get things done, most likely. And, even if they didn't, you could at least get your answer.
Right. I'm not 100% on this, so I'm probably going to misquote it and butcher it, so don't quote me on this.
Quote him.
There was what was it? There was some situation with Jesse Meschuk leaving, and it had something to do with one of the HR employees that was pictured in the Cosby suite.
Which is a horrifying thing that it's even, I still have
It's crazy
issues.
that it's a thing, yeah.
Yeah. The main thing, I think, is that it doesn't make sense as, even in the year that they're saying it happened.
Right.
I think it was 2013 or 2012, and, we all kind of knew Bill Cosby was a little weird at that time. I don't think he's exactly the guy you would put on your wall.
No, definitely not. It's a sad situation, really. It's good to see that there's some action being taken, by the gaming community to support the people affected by this. That is good. It's the word is escaping me, but it's encouraging. There we go. It's encouraging to see that action's being taken by members of the gaming community, and not streamers,
content creators, everyone is behind. I have not seen anyone actually say anything that is supportive of Blizzard in a while, and they have only been supportive towards the people there who are suffering.
Right.
And that's because gamers as a whole are typically a pretty collective group. We like a community around us, and I would say that whenever our game is being hurt by idiot decisions, we're probably going to be the ones to say, all right, get them out then, because we want fun games and we don't want people hurt to make that fun game.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been playing video games for a long time. Gamers are, they're a diverse group of people. You have your PC gamers, your console gamers, you have your people who are run and gun, that's all they want to play. You have RPG gamers,
And MMO gamers are different from all,
Yeah, you have all these different groups of people, but they all exist under the one blanket of, hey, we're gamers, and we got each other's back, and that's all there is to it. And it's more, I've kind of spoken on this in another video. It's more okay now. It's more acceptable now to be playing video games than it was, 10, 15, 20 years ago when everybody was like, oh, video games kill people because your pencil misspells words. No, Like,
video games got a bad rap for a long time, but I think that only really strengthened the community within it.
It did.
And you know, I know many people who play games just to escape from the reality of the world going on. And it's not always an escape necessarily. It's more of a, I just want to play. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy things around in this whole new like world. And and then it sucks whenever the real world comes knocking and saying some of the worst things. Like, real world's gonna knock anyway. Right. But when it's this kind of thing and it's affecting the way you play, what you play, it's not good.
That's actually where I was going with it, is when you're playing a video game, like it sounds like a silly concept to somebody who's not a gamer, but here's the thing, like, when you are a gamer, you're getting into a game, you're playing the game, you're becoming immersed in the game to avoid all the political, the other bullshit that comes along with whatever PC crap is going on. You don't want to see that stuff, and now we have a situation where it's literally like right in the middle of a game that there's a huge community around and has been for a long time. And it's kind of like, what the fuck? All right, so what are they supposed to do? I'm not a member of that community, but like, I feel for them. What the fuck are they like? I understand people are going to play it still,
but where are the rest going to go? I would say Elder Scrolls Online or Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want something like, I personally wouldn't want to play something that's been tainted by,
cube crawls.
Yeah, cubicle crawling. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is cubicle crawling?
It's funny because we have been talking about cube crawling, like, here. Because, like, it's like in our own, like, free time, we've been, like, seriously trying to wrap our minds around the concept. Because it just hurts, doesn't it?
It's horrible, but it's funny at the same time. It's like, and I don't mean that to, like...
It's not funny to the people. It's funny because a concept like that exists.
It's funny because, like, it's even a fucking thing. Like, who come up with that? Like, I'm gonna get shit-faced trash drunk, and I'm gonna start crawling from cubicle to cubicle where females work, and I'm gonna hit on them in, like, rape jokey type ways.
That's gotta be, like, if someone said that, or proceeded to continue to, or start that, you would laugh at them in their face, right? Like, you'd be like, what are you talking about, you idiot?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious right now? Are you, like, 100% there? Like, are you going? Are you right? And you would likely tell them no. And you would say it in a joking manner, hoping that they were also messing with you.
Right.
Like, you would not expect this to be something that a real, like, a person you work with at your job would be like, yeah, let's get plastered and run around talking to all the women. Like, what the hell? What generation are you from? What year?
Right. It's crazy. It's crazy. Excuse me. Those were all the points that I had kind of put together.
We can. I was thinking about that. We can just sit and talk about our week a little bit. Yeah. What have you been really doing this week?
I've been logging hours on ESO. This is what I've been doing. I've been trying to get the build right. I've been trying to get the sets. The grind is forever long, but I'm from that generation, so I understand it. The grind is the grind, and the grind is going to happen.
You've made some moves getting closer to me, actually, on level, and you've gotten some pretty good damn gear. Hell, we were soloing that veteran dungeon duoing it, me and you.
Right.
But now we're soloing our own normal modes.
Yeah.
And I mean, hell, I never even thought to do it until you said something about it. Like, you said something about it the other day, and I was like,
I want the gear, so I'm gonna go fucking get the gear,
And I was like, there's no way, like, one guy or two guys can go into a veteran dungeon and just, like, smash it. Because, like, I never thought to do that. And then you were like, well, let's try it. And then...
Yeah, because you can just walk in, like, I didn't know this originally, but you can just walk in off the world map. You can just literally walk into a group dungeon. It doesn't have to be a public dungeon. It can be a group dungeon.
Right.
And when you do that, you're now dungeon running that dungeon. And so you can go hunt down whatever gear or whatever it is that you're looking for.
So I'm happy I got my greatsword.
Yeah.
Today, my automaton greatsword. So I've been we've been doing that, and I've gotten I've gotten most of my pieces, but I keep getting the Netch set. And it's so aggravating.
So, yeah.
And you were over there getting like, God.
I got so many Bullnetch pieces running through that freaking veteran dungeon. It was unreal.
It pissed me off because like we have 2 chances to get one of 3 item sets, and 90% of what we got while running it was Bullnetch.
Yes.
And then if I get another Dune Ripper set with you, like in Volan, whatever.
Volanfell.
Yeah, if I get another goddamn Dune Ripper set, I'm gonna fight someone over it. Probably you. Because like, man, how many? Like, whenever I looked at it all, I was like, I can't sell this. I can't wear this because it's not going to be good for me. I mean, it's an okay set, but it's not like what I want, and it won't fit my build that I'm going for.
It's not optimal.
No, it's not. And I'm over here like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Right.
Like, I had like 30 slots of my bag filled with Dune Ripper pieces at the end of it.
Hey, man, deconstruction.
Yeah. I mean, I got a couple purple and blue materials off of it. I mean, not like I need blue materials. Those things come out of just the woodworks. And
yeah.
You know what I need is more alloys.
Yeah.
And legendary materials. I keep running short on them this week, and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
I don't normally run this short on them.
Yeah. I finished my first Maelstrom arena. That was something I'd done.
I saw you do it. How do you feel about it after?
It feels good. The one, I can't remember exactly which round or whatever it is. The one where you get poisoned is aggravating. The mechanics, once you figure it out, aren't that bad, but it was aggravating at first.
And damn Argonians.
Like 5 times.
Damn Argonians running at you, huh?
Well, it was all right, so you're stacking poison on yourself, and you keep doing it to reset it, and you've only got 2 pulls to get rid of it, and then the final round of this particular stage, I didn't know that you could interrupt the dude, or the big-ass Argonian thing, when he's getting ready to yell and kill you. So I died like 4 or 5 times, and then figured it out,
I mean, look, I saw your death screen more times than I saw you going at it the first time you ran at it. And I fully understand that, because the first time you do the Maelstrom Arena, you got to go in blind. I made a point to you that I wasn't going to tell you how to do it unless you, asked me. Because I was like, look, you got to run in blind. You have to. Because if you don't, it's not as fun whenever you finally figure it out.
It's not.
But I mean the one after that with the fire boss and so.
Oh yeah, you get past that, you're good to go. Smooth sailing.
And then the last boss, what do you think about him?
He wasn't that bad.
He wasn't. No, I kind of felt a little disappointed on the fire one.
Yeah.
And then when I did that one, I was like, this is kind of just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 a little bit.
Hey, look, I built a tank. Here's the thing. I'm calling all y'all tanks out. I can just stand next to a boss and not die. And when I run a dungeon and somebody's tanking and I'm not, and you can't do that, we have a problem. It's very problematic. You're not tanking right. And that's just all there is to it.
I would definitely say that out of all of it, we've definitely come out ahead this week than when we started this week.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about what happened at the beginning of this week?
What?
Remember with the group?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll let you tell it, Jack.
So we were running, we had grouped for a veteran dungeon. It was the first veteran dungeon we had grouped for. And, we were holding our own. There might have been maybe 1 death. I think no deaths, but maybe 1.
I think I died. I remember I died 1 time. I don't think anyone else died. It was, I accidentally misstepped and died.
So these guys didn't kick us from the group. They didn't do nothing. They were just like, oh we're going to go meta mindset, and you're not doing enough DPS. So we're just going to leave the dungeon because, really. Yeah,
we were kind of left behind there, and it was aggravating because they were the tank and the healer.
Right.
And you weren't tanking that one because you weren't sure about tanking your first veteran. That was your first veteran.
Right.
As well. And it was funny to me because when we found out our damage, we actually had to download a add-on for it because we didn't have a damage meter on our own thing, and we found out we were actually pulling pretty all right. Like, we weren't that far behind what they were saying.
Yeah, like it didn't. Once we had figured the situation out, we were like, what exactly are y'all talking about? Like, the boss died.
And so what, in like 2 days or 3 days, we had already completed most of our sets and changed our gear around, and now we're basically just monsters again.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I had some outdated sets on my character, and you had just hit CP level 1 or 200.
Yeah.
And you were just wanting to try it out, really, and they basically kicked us in a way. Not really, but they left us there.
Like, I would have felt better if they kicked us.
Yeah, I probably would have too. It was kind of funny, though, because as soon as we saw it, we were like, I don't know what you're talking about, but all right, let's go get some gear.
Yeah.
And, we've been farming up some high DPS sets to really smash things in.
Yeah. Now we're going to do it better than you.
Yeah, that's our plan. Listen, we see you guys again, we're going to do better than you.
Well, unless you have anything else, that's pretty much been...
Yeah, it's been a quick one on this one. I'm actually good. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
It's been a loaded week outside of this for me, so that's pretty much it, I guess, for today's video or commentary. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. If you found it interesting, if you've made it this far, we know you didn't have to, and we appreciate you sticking around to listen and watch our content. We greatly appreciate it. Supporting the community that Spy and myself are trying to grow here, and we would greatly appreciate sharing, liking, subscribing, and all those things that go along with supporting the community.
I'd like to say we're already at 600 subscribers, and we were at 500 in the last video as well, so we're growing quite well.
Yes.
I would like to say thank you, and all the new viewers, all the new subscribers, welcome as well. So
yeah, absolutely. It's really been amazing to see how quickly the channel has taken off, and we're actually... This is funny, I'm not going to name any names, but we are on the heels of some established content creators in this particular, I guess, segment of content creation, and it feels pretty good, and thank you everybody for making that happen.
And definitely, if you want to see more of us outside of the YouTube channel, don't forget to check out our Twitter and Reddit. The Reddit is r/SpyPie, and the Twitter is
@TheRealSpyPie.
And so if you want to see more from us or interact with us on a more personal basis, go ahead and jump onto those websites and say hello.
Let's see here. We normally do a question, and I don't have one coming to mind.
All right. Here we go. To any of you guys who play Elder Scrolls Online on the channel, or who watch the channel and play Elder Scrolls Online, what kind of sets would you guys recommend for new characters?
That's a good question. I like it. Leave an answer in the comments down below, and we will take a look at it and respond, I guess, with our opinions. I
definitely would like to do something with some fun sets. There's a lot of fun sets that aren't exactly damage sets.
There are. I have got the entire Sithis Touch set, which is entirely revolves around the Dark Brotherhood line, and pretty much has no other purpose but that.
And that's the best part about Elder Scrolls Online. It's the adventure, not where you're going.
Yep. All right, everybody. We will see you guys in the next video.
This has been Spy and Jack here. See ya.